Hello, everybody. Thank you for jumping on and joining us. So, today's topic is going to be all about how do you go from nothing on your books to booking a facial and then turning that facial into a party and getting that party to hold. Now, I was trained by old school Mary Kay, like remember everyone has a sign around their neck that says make me feel important, and your hostess's number one question is what's in it for me? So that's her number one question, but her number one concern is what if nobody comes? And so, in case I forget to mention this in a little bit, I want you to write something down. It's called cross confirmation. So, let's say Janine is my hostess, and let's just assume for this analogy that she's already booked, she's excited, she's booking because she wants a half off shopping spree. I mean, let's be honest, that's what's going to get them in this month and next month. It's busy, it's pre holiday, if they're literally going to want to know what's in it for me. So if I said, Janine, oh my gosh, well, if you haven't finished your Christmas shopping, my goodness, you can do all your Christmas shopping and get everything at half off. Does that sound like fun? And I just try to throw something out to see if she's interested. And she goes, wait, what? I can get a half off shopping spree. How do we do that? So once you have her booked, and I'll go over that in a minute, and you have that set up, her number one concern is no one's going to come. So how you can nip this in the bud is number one is you make the invite. That's not her job. You make the invite. You can make it on Pic Collage, Canva, whatever alternative artwork kind of thing you want to do. You make the invite. Now, I use the same two invites over and over and over again. So if it's a spa event, spa pampering with no makeup, then I usually do like rolled up towels with candles and you know what I'm saying? Like I use that same invite. If it's skincare with makeup, I might do like bursts of bright lights or sparkles or something like that. But she doesn't know that I use the same invite for her party that I've used for the last 35 parties, right? So I pull it up, change the date, change the time, change the location or Zoom or whatever, and have her send it out. So number one, you're gonna remember what's in it for her. Number two is you make the invite. Okay, when she comes to you and says, which is very common, let me check with my girlfriends and see when they're available. And you're like, okay. And you get off the phone and you're thinking, I'm no closer to booking her than I was 10 minutes ago. So if she said to me, well, Diane, let me go check with all my friends. And I said, Melanie, I totally get it. Here's my thought though. The first thing they're going to ask you is when is the pampering to see if I can come? And getting women together is like herding cats. So if you come back and say, oh, Diane, everybody's available a week from Thursday. I'm booked a week from Thursday, so I can't do it a week from Thursday. So what I'd rather do, Janine, since you are my hostess, you are the most important person there. I'm going to book the date that's best for you, and I'm available. I'll make you a flyer, a little invitation. I'll even give you a sample text. And here's what I will tell you: it's numbers. If you invite 10, three aren't even going to open it; they're too busy. Two or three are going to go, yeah, maybe. Two are going to say, yeah, I don't think I can come, and three are going to go, I want to come. So you're going to always have some, but if you only invite three and maybe two of those don't open it, do you know what I'm saying? Then you're down to one. So I would invite probably, I would send your invitation to at least a dozen, maybe go for Mary Kay's lucky number 13, send it to 13 people. Now, Janine, when I swing by your house day after tomorrow, whatever, I'm going to leave you with a hostess packet. And the hostess packet, you guys, is like beyond basic. All it is, this is what I do, a lookbook. Just a lookbook because even if she's a digital person and she's in her 20s, she still wants a paper catalog. Trust me. Then I give them some outside sales receipts. And these are on my boards as well as Facebook page. These are just like literally paper copies of a receipts because you want to encourage her to take outside orders. Um, Okay, so it has these forms. What these forms are for outside orders. You want to encourage her to take outside orders, and I'll explain that in a second. This is for her wish list. And so I would say to Janine, you're gonna if you get a half off shopping spree, I would not only be thinking about what do I want in my bathroom, but what would I love to give my sister for the holidays? What would I love to give my brother for his skincare? What would I love to give my mom? Maybe perfume. Like literally start making, of course, your wish list probably on the front of everything you want. And then if you have shopping to do, maybe put that on the back. And then let's say Janine booked a skincare color party with me. Then I'm going to just tease her with something like a color card. If it was a spa event, I might tease her with like a sample of microderm or something just to keep her excited. Does that make sense? So super basic. So I will make up like eight of these. They all have a lookbook with my contact info stamped on the back, my business card, a paper receipt of some sort. Okay. And I only make these because that way I don't want her to use all the carbon ones because they turn out to be a mess. Wish list. This one happens to say holiday wish list, but you can get other ones that just say wish list, doesn't say holiday. And that's for her to start saying, this is my wish list, right? And then depending on, I always try to tuck in one sample just to keep them excited. So you might make up 10 of these and maybe put three or four with the color card on them if it does a makeup party or whatever. Okay. So once I get Janine on the phone and she says that, I said, Janine, I'd love to pamper you. Now, depending on your style, you guys, you have to figure out what's going to be effective for you because you can't snowball another woman, nor do you want to. So if you love asking people for help, women love helping with a goal, all right? And so what'll happen is if you have a goal to work on and you are really, really focused, right? Hold on, I'm turning on another light over here. Then you might at that point say to them, oh my gosh, I'm doing this 30 face challenge. And you can use these words. Can I borrow your face? Now, what's funny about that is they'll kind of do the double take, like, what? What are you going to do? And you go, I just need to borrow you from the neck up. And people go, okay, what do I need to do? Say nothing. Like when the model search came out, that's what I did is I said, I'm determined to win this. And I figure if I have 20 entries, one of my customers is going to win that $5,000 shopping spree. And I want it to be you. And so people were like, okay, what do I need to do to enter? And so I was a woman on a mission, and I think I had 22 entries. Surprisingly, none of them won, which was surprising, but still, I had 22 entries, and it was super fun. A lot of the people that I entered had never done makeup with me. And so that's another thing. And you'll hear our guest speaker at our meeting and a little later tonight about how many of your customers, so further, you're going to have customers fall into different categories, right? Some of your customers have bought and never been personally pampered, whether it be virtual or in person. They've never been pampered by you. They've never been given samples or come to your house with a tray and a mirror. They've never done that. Okay. Then you've got people maybe who did skincare and a spa treatment with you. They did charcoal, they did microderm, but now they're buying CC cream and lipstick. They've never had a color appointment with you. Or let's say they only had a color appointment. They called you and said, oh, I'm a bride. I just want you to do my makeup really quick. I want to check it out. And so you zip through the skincare, do her color look, and all of a sudden she buys CC cream and primer. So she's not even a skincare customer. So you've got these buckets, customers that you facial that haven't bought anything, right? Customers that you facial that are on skincare, customers that are on products and you've never facial them, and customers that are just on makeup and you've never facial them. So the goal would be, honestly, is to get them on everything, of course, right? And it's like build it deep and but build it wide. So I would rather have 30 customers on everything than 60 customers that are just buying hit and miss, whatever. Because when they fall in love with you and fall in love with the product, that's what makes it easy. And I know I've given these statistics before, but I'll throw them out too. If they are on 5 items or more, they are more likely to keep, or is it 7 items? Sorry, I don't have the research for maybe it's 7 items or more. Then it creates that loyalty. So let's say she buys the miracle set, that's 4 items. And then she gets eye makeup remover, that's 5. And then she gets mascara, that's 6. And then maybe primer and CC cream, that's 7 and 8. Now what'll happen is as she runs out of her other whatever brand, right? She'll say, I'm out of my whatever MAC lipstick or whatever. And then she'll say, I wonder what Mary Kay has. Because now she's got enough of your items, at least 7 or more of your Mary Kay items in her bathroom or her purse. And so it starts creating that loyalty. Okay, which is what you want to do. And what you want to do is say to her, oh my gosh, when you run out of stuff, please check with me before you go to a store or buy online, because everything in our line's a whole 100% guaranteed for a year. So if she buys a lipstick and doesn't like it, she can return it 11 months later. So those are the kinds of things you just need to be practicing. So let's get back to booking our hostess. So if Janine says to me, well, Diane, let me check with my friends. And I said, Janine, I totally get it. The first thing they're going to ask you is, well, when is it? So what if we did this? So I always use like the what if, or I'm curious, like those kinds of questions. It pits people less defensive. It makes it more effective. So you say, well, Janine, what if we did this? What if we pick a date that you like? Make sure that I'm available. I'll make you a super quick invite. I'll text it to you, and I'll even send you a sample text. And I'll put my phone number in the text. So when you send it out, if your girlfriends are interested and want to come, they'll text me. They don't even have to bother you. And then I'll let you know who reaches out to me. That way I can pre-profile them and find out about their skin type. Well, now Janine's in the loop. She knows that I'm waiting for her to send this out. The text, you guys, that's on you. Do not let your hostess come up with her own random stuff. Now she can edit yours if she wants to, because they're going to do that anyway. But you don't want the hostess to be going, hey, some Mary Kay lady's going to come over and put a bunch of stuff on us, but I'm going to have lots of beer and wine, so will you come over? It's like, well, that's not exactly the wording I would use. So you want to let them know that they're going to get a spa experience or whatever it is that you're doing. And then it says, please contact my Mary Kay girl Diane at this number with your skin type so she can be prepared with all the right samples. Or if it's on Zoom, she can get all the samples to you in the mail, blah, blah, blah. So we've got all the sample texts you need, both on boards and on Facebook. And it's all in how you word it. And I would say to Janine, Janine, this is a numbers game. Remember, the number one concern of a hostess is no one's going to come to her party. So I say, Janine, just so you know, this is a numbers game. If you send it to 12 people, three aren't even going to open it. It's nothing personal. They're just slam busy or they missed the text. They just didn't see it. Okay. Then three more are going to say, I'm not interested. Okay. And then you've got what, six more? So out of those, three or four are going to say, yeah, I'm all in. So it is truly a numbers game. So just so you know, there are going to be people who can't come or are not interested. And that kind of sets her up so that she doesn't get the first no or the second no and then go, oh, nobody wants to come. And I go, how many did you invite? Two, but they both said no. So I'm not going to I'm not having a party. It's like, oh, for heaven's sake, people. It's not that big a deal. It's supposed to be fun. All right. So I make the packet. So now what's really fun is you can even put cute stickers on these. You can even get clear bags and just decorate them if you've got little kids. But you could put one of these at everybody's place setting and just say, or at the center of the table with a gift on top of it and say, well, these are for everybody who decides to share their second appointment with some friends. Now you can do your second appointment solo, just you and me. But I'm assuming that most of you want stuff at half off or free. And if so, these are literally the words I use. All you have to do is have you plus two, and you get half off and all kinds of great benefits. So if you're interested, just grab one of the packets out of the center of the table and we can talk at the end of the party. And people, if you get one person to reach for the packet in the center of the table, someone else will reach for a packet. Does that make sense? Okay. So then at the individual close, you're going to walk her through this. So you have to remember, this is the time of year where it's flu and cold season. It's the holidays, all of that. And I get it. But if you get her so excited, okay, so let's say Janine grabs this packet. I'm doing an individual close with Janine. And she says, well, if I'm going to have a party, should I buy stuff now? And I said, well, it kind of helps Connie for her party, but is there anything you don't want to wait for? Like you're totally out of? She goes, yeah, my cleanser. Like I have no cleanser left in my house. So, well, why don't you get the cleanser tonight at Connie's party, which will help Connie, and then save the rest for your shopping spree. And she'll go, okay, great. So now she orders something, which will keep her excited. And then I'm going to say, now, Janine, I want you to go to the back 8 pages of this book. And I want you to drool like a 5-year-old in a toy store with an unlimited gift card. Like if you could have anything you want, what would you want to have? And I want you to write it down on this wish list right here. And now, of course, being pre-holiday, pre-Christmas, I would say to her, do you have somebody who normally buys from you? Like, who's your Santa? And she might say, oh, my boyfriend, my sister, and my mom. Say, great. Well, if you flip through those pages and you decide you really want something, like I know you smelled the perfume and you really liked it during the party, if you would love that in your stocking, let me know who I could text or call, and I'll do my best to make that happen. All I can tell you is the more you're engaged with your potential hostess, the more you communicate with her, the better. You could send her a cute little emoji that says, can't wait to pamper you. So it's all about connecting. And so you might say, Janine, I'm curious, what are the top 3 things on your wish list for yourself? And she might go retinol, repair skincare, eye makeup remover. Say, yay, keep making your list. Now it's up to you what you want to offer. A lot of people do either 75 for 25, or they'll do a half off shopping spree up to $200. You probably want to put a stipulation on how much the party needs to be. Like with a minimum $100 party, you get up to a $200 shopping spree. So think about that. You would, if she got a $200 shopping spree at half off, that's 100, and they have to have a $100 party. So you're guaranteed a minimum of $200 in sales. Does that make sense? So those just kind of give you some ideas. Now, if she's uncommittal, meaning she can't decide it, and I have people like this, she'll go, well, I was going to do it in person, but I'm thinking maybe virtual is better, but maybe in person, I don't know. And I'd say, well, why don't we do this? Let's send it out. And then at the bottom of the text that I send you, let's send a little note that says, would you prefer to come to me and get pampered here at my place, or would you prefer to do it on Zoom? And I said, I would honestly do whatever you want to do because you're the hostess, you're the most important person there. But if you want to ask them, that's up to you. And so I have had several hostesses have the majority of people at their house, but then like a daughter or a very close relative that's cross country jump on Zoom. In fact, when I did Lisa's party, Lisa Shreve, we did one, two, three, four, five people in person and two people on Zoom. So she's not from this area, from the Bay Area. And so the two people that were out of town were her former neighbors, and they were super excited to see her and jump on. So I mailed packets to them. But Lisa had five people around her kitchen table. And so, you guys, that is the smartest way to build your business, in my opinion. I wouldn't go 100% virtual. I wouldn't go 100% in person. I would be flexible. I know you're like, but Diane, I don't like being flexible. I get it. But if Janine said to me, "Oh, I don't want to do any more stuff on Zoom. I'd rather do it in person," then fine. Then I'd say, "Well, that's fine." But if you end up inviting somebody who's special to you that's far away, that can count. And so then it doesn't put any restrictions. Okay. And I'm going to mention, because we're out of time, I'm going to mention one more thing. It's a natural instinct for a hostess to invite the people that you know the same way that she knows you. For an example, let's say you guys are colleagues at work. If she has a party for you or a spa pampering, or you can call it a beauty experience, I would find a buzzword that you like. Booking a party to me sounds like a lot of work. Just me. I'm thinking catering, clean my house, lots of people like that, like a party, right? If somebody says, "Would you like to schedule a spa experience?" I'm like, just the word spa experience sounds like sign me up. Like I'm all in, right? So when you book that, you have to realize what's how you word it. And if you're excited, they're excited, right? If you're like, "Well, you don't want to get together, do you?" And she'll go, "No." And you say, "Okay, that's what I figured." You can't ask that way. So you've got to be excited. Remember what's in it for them. And then if you offer them to have a spa experience, get it booked, give her the invite, have her text it out, and then follow up, right? And remember, her number one concern is who's coming. So let's say Janine is my hostess. Janine sends this text out that I'm going to give her with my name and number on it to, let's say, 12 of her girlfriends. Okay. As soon as one replies, so let's say Connie replies to her text and says, "Oh my gosh," Connie will text me because it tells her to text me. "Hi, my name is Connie. My skin is normal to dry. I'm so excited." And I'd say, "Well, hi, Connie with normal to dry skin. Get this. Do you have a quick minute so I can call and ask you a few questions about your skin?" Yes, I can do it during texting. Gang, I don't want to do it during texting. I want them to hear the sincerity in my voice. I want to be able to connect with her as a person. And so the first thing if Connie goes, "Yeah, call me now." And I'd say, "Connie, thank you so much for taking a minute. I know your time is precious and this will just take a minute. Tell me about your skin." And she'll tell me. And this is the second question. "Tell me what your nighttime routine is like. When you get your face ready for bed, what do you do?" And you guys don't open your mouth and act shocked. Don't say, "Oh my God, are you kidding?" Like, don't make them look dumb. Just kind of smile and nod because you'll hear a lot of very strange things people use on their skin. And then I only ask two other questions. I say, "What's one thing you would love to change or improve about your skin? Like if you could wake up tomorrow and one thing be different, what would that be?" And let's say she said sun damage, brown spot sun damage. That's okay. And my last question is, "Are you currently using any Mary Kay products? And or have a, are you currently using any Mary Kay products?" And if she says no, I say, "So you don't have a Mary Kay consultant taking care of you then?" "No." "Okay." Because again, you want to nip that in the bud. Because if she is someone else's customer, yes, she can still be at the party. And if she's desperate, she can buy from me that one time, but she will always be referred back to her consultant. Does that make sense? So here's the deal. I talk to Connie. I get her excited. Well, I don't get her excited. She's already excited. We do a quick pre-profile. I hang up the phone. Guess who my next text is to? This is really key. My next text is to Janine. Because remember, Janine's nervous who's coming to my party. And my text will be usually a voice text. "Janine, guess what? Oh my gosh, I talked to Connie. She is crazy fun. I can't wait to meet her. Your spa pampering is going to be so much fun next Friday." But I just want to let you know, Connie's a for sure yes. So just make sure you keep sending out the invites. Talk to you soon. And that's it. Now, if you leave that on a voicemail, of course, follow up with a text. But it's simple and it's basic. You guys, here's the deal. We got to open our mouths. We got to be excited about what we're offering, and we have to ask. Without those three elements, nothing's going to happen. All right. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you utilize all these tools. You guys have a blessed day.